Alright, how we doing, folks? Your boy Marco's only 205 numbers after the name. Battletoads Arcade, playing this off a rare replay with the homie Joe, man. And we really didn't expect to beat this game. We kind of just started playing and messing around, and it's one of those arcade games. When we told Joe, I was like, can you imagine really play this on arcade? As in, it will look great, it's awesome, play smooth, but you don't know how many quarters you'd have to eat up, man. Like, it's absurd. You just die. Like, there's no way that you could avoid all of this craziness. It's kind of insane to think that these games were once the best form of video games out there. Games that you would never beat. I mean, and imagine this. You'll never own them, right? Unless you actually buy the arcade machine, which, God bless you, now people have, like, it's collector items. But back in the day, I didn't know anybody who had an arcade machine back in the day. I enjoy the novelty of what arcades were, and I think I kind of understood the system, right? I wasn't rich. My family barely had any cash for even games, period. So it wasn't like we were balling anything. But I understood that, hey, man, this NES thing, I could get the game, and I could own it, and I could play whatever I want. Pretty good. The arcade, I'd go there, I'd be like, okay, this X-Men game, like, I remember the X-Men game pretty good. You know, I think it had, like, 6 people, whatever, 3 screens. And I was like, this X-Men game dope, man. This thing's real good. Then we kind of ran out, and I remember I was, like, the last guy alive, and everyone else didn't have quarters, and it lasted, like, a little bit longer, and everyone was like, And then I died, and that was it. And I went and asked my mom for some more quarters, and she was like, no. And I was like, all right, well, I don't know about this arcade thing. Like, I just don't got enough. If you don't have any other form of entertainment, I also didn't have really... Arcades were really on the way out by the time I was starting to grow up. You know, I was born in the late 80s or whatever, so it wasn't... they weren't as big of a deal anymore. You know, we kind of had the 16-bit experience once I was, you know, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years old, whatever, 4 or 5, I don't remember. You already had the 16-bit. I mean, I miss a lot of the NES era. I wasn't, you know, I was too young to even, like, know about. Just to give you guys a little bit of time from there. So I kind of missed the arcade thing. Having said that, though, even if I were, like, in that time, for the social, like, imagine if I were in college or something, I could imagine that it'd be cool to, like, go out with, like, some of the bros, kind of like the barcades that are out there now. It'd be cool when you, but I don't think you could drink at those anyway back in those days, but it'd be cool to at least, like, go out and play some games with guys, whatever, if you have some spare change that you want to use. Now, if I'm in college, I'd probably use that change for, like, washing clothes and stuff, or whatever. You get the gist of what I'm saying. But aside from the social experience, for the games themselves, although they're really good, I don't know if they're necessarily worth the price of admission. I can't imagine. This Battletoads arcade game was real fun. It was real fun playing with Joe in my house off on the Xbox One for free. You know, aside from the 20 bucks that I paid for Rare Replay, or 30, whatever it was when it came out. Putting 25 cents into this continuously and habitually and trying to overcome your odds or whatever and hitting the 1,000 continues. Nah, man. I mean, look at this. You can just see right here. We both died like a handful of times over here, and we're modestly playing on what. Well, it's a little bit interesting, too, because I was telling Joe, you know, we kind of die a lot more, right? Because we just don't care about dying. We have infinite lives, so who really cares about dying? Having said that, though, I did oftentimes try to avoid stuff that just was unavoidable. And there's a lot of these games are set up, in Dragon's Lair is like a whole nother level, but a lot of these games are set up in Dragon's Lair as fashions where you have to play through it at least once to kind of know what's going to hit you. So you're going to get shafted at some point, you know, whether you get shafted the first time around or you get shafted the second time or the third time around, and you progress a little bit further and further. And although that's cool in an NES game or Super Nintendo game, maybe an arcade game it isn't the best. Having said that, for what this is, Battletoads Arcade Edition, I'm giving an 8 out of 10, man. This thing is dope. Make sure you play with your boy.